Hello Wastelanders and welcome to my guide on heavy miniguns. So there's 3 heavy miniguns in Crossout Mobile. We've got the Rumble, the Miller, and the Reaper. So in this video we'll be going over the best combos to run for these weapons. So starting out with the worst combo on the damage sphere, it's actually dual Rumble. It's the worst combo because the Rumble has been nerfed so much that at this point it's actually worse to run dual Rumble for flat out damage than a Miller and a Reaper. And keep in mind, my Rumbles are level 20, and for this test that I did, I had a full perked GUI with a level 27 Billy that right as soon as I started hitting the damage ball, Billy instantly perked. So Rumbles did the worst with 34,000 damage. In the second to last place, or 5th place, we have Miller Reaper. It's a level 8 Reaper and a level 1 Miller. I mean, I'm sorry that I couldn't get perfect results here. There's no way for me to actually do this video with all level 1 weapons because you can't remove levels or test without levels. So for my, just take the actual numbers with a grain of salt, but the Rumble by far scored the worst. So in 5th place we have Miller Reaper. So who out there runs Miller Reaper? I don't think there's a single person on this planet that runs Miller Reaper. Continuing on, in 4th place, we actually have Dual Miller, which doesn't make sense until you realize that the damage ball isn't the best at calculating blast damage, but the reason Millers seem so much more powerful is blast damage instantly goes through shields. So when you're fighting an unkill, which is what every single Clan Wars player runs at this point, you'll instantly tear through that thing with the Miller perk. So that's the dual Miller is a great weapon setup right now. Going on to 3rd place, we have actually Dual Reaper. This is just for flat out damage, but honestly, I'd say the Dual Miller definitely deserves 3rd place, surely because of how much more the Reapers barely got more. So Reapers are in 4th, Millers are in 3rd. But anyways, the Dual Reaper was scored 500 more damage, which honestly just could be chalked up to the fact that my Reapers are level 8, my Millers are level 1. Still very sorry that I couldn't get actual concrete test results, but this was the best that I could get. So 37,000 for Dual Reaper, which isn't too bad. It's honestly pretty solid, but the Dual Miller does do better. But going on to the honestly tied for first combo, they both have different purposes. Rumble Reaper and Miller Rumble. So Rumble Reaper has the highest damage by far at 53,000 on the damage ball. That is actually ridiculous. The Reaper with the Rumble does an actual incredible amount of damage. The downside is your Reaper is heated the whole time you're doing this unless you're taking off parts, but overall the damage output of Reaper Rumble is the highest. But then we go on to probably the actually best combo, which is Miller Rumble, because it really just works really well because the Miller doesn't heat up when firing, unlike the Reaper. And the Miller has its perk where you can just delete an unkill shield, delete the shield bubble in the single perk. And then that gets rid of the Rumble's main counter, which is unkill. So then you just rip their guns off with the Rumble and Miller. So really, Rumble Miller is the best combo. Even though Reaper Rumble can do more damage, with Rumble Miller, you will get through unkills, which is what pretty much every single top player runs as their active module. And if you have dual rumble, you're absolutely screwed if you're fighting an unkill. Well, back to Miller rumble, you can get through that unkill, heat up their guns, and then take them off, or just cab them. It's a really versatile, really easy to use and fun combo. So overall, Miller rumble is the best. There's certain use cases for Reapers. I've seen Reaper Rumble builds that can do upwards of like 70k damage easily to the damage ball just because of mods to Reapers. The thing is, the Reaper with mods and a Rumble absolutely rips through builds. But if you're able to get the same mods on a Miller, it'd probably be about the same. So overall, Rumble Miller is the best combo, but a close second is Reaper Rumble. So that's really it for the video. But for budgeting, but for budget friendly, going on to more of the budget, Rumbles are 50,000 coins. 50k is a lot if you were buying deluxe editions, which is the best thing to buy in the game, other than like the battle passes. It would be $120 for that Rumble, which isn't bad, but it's honestly pretty solid. So that's just for the Rumble, and then for the Miller, it's an extra 30k. But for an actual budget combo, if you're not doing well on coins, Dual Reaper isn't bad. It really isn't. It scored 4th, but it was still pretty solid. But if you have a sizable budget of like 10k coins, go buy Dual Millers. It is probably one of the best legendary setups right now, as you can rip through unkills, have constant damage. It's a really solid setup. But don't make the mistake of buying 2 Rumbles. That time is over. May the Rumble meta rest in peace. I loved running Dual Rumble. Anyways, that's really it. Overall, budget friendly. Get Dual Reapers. If you have an actual chunk of coins, go get Millers. If you have a lot of coins, go get a Miller and a Rumble. That's it for the video. Please consider like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.